What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Film Sprinter. Selling things on Pawn Stars is pretty complicated. Items are often vetted, authorized, and even haggled over the cameras, which can put the seller in a bit of a strange position. In today's video, we're going to discuss top 10 rules which Pawn Star sellers must follow. Number 10. Haggling. Once an item's record is explained and it has been honored properly, the two teams always spend at least some moment in haggling. However, this is almost a mockery as the price is usually decided way ahead of time. This is often easy to suss out, as those who are selling items are not good actors and can't make the situations look real. Number 9. Not praising items. Rick, Corey, and the rest of the Pawn Stars are doing it for so long that they wish to come up with a tough calculations for every item that comes through their door and without spending much time while doing research. Well, the creators often choose to make a big show out of the judgmental process, where Rick has to call in a buddy to find out what he's dealing with. In fact, these guys never appraise an item. The simple truth here is that if a seller doesn't know about a thing's worth, the pawn shop would look to influence them instead of giving them a decent judgment. Number 8. Not everyone appear on the show. There have been various Las Vegas visitors hoping to poke their heads into the gold and silver Pawn Star for making a cameo in the latest episode. The thing is, those who have something to sell are not able to make it onto an episode of Pawn Stars. This is because items recorded for the show are registered weeks before by the producers. Number 7. Expect to wait in lines. Anyone who has ever set foot in the pawn shop will remember that it doesn't match the gritty, no-nonsense pawn store that it once used to do. In fact, it's like a tourist destination, and visitors are expected to wait till 3 hours to get into the store. Those who plan to travel to stay to the place may consider it as a movie set, as it fascinates a huge number of people. Number 6. It is still a pawn shop. It's true that gold and silver hardly compares itself with any of the other pawn shops inhabiting Las Vegas, but the fact is that they still operate some real business. People who are looking to sell their items shouldn't expect any special treatment, as they won't be receiving anything like that. They mainly trade silver and gold bullion these days, and on very limited occasions, they are willing to display any kinds of genuine interest in any other items. Number 5. They are not eager to buy anymore. A majority of the profit earned by gold and silver comes through the show or tourism generated by the show. This means when the shop first opened in the late 80s, they didn't have to depend on purchasing and selling items to make a profit. The fact is that their revenue is generated due to Pawn Stars. If an item isn't interesting, there is a great chance that the guy behind the counter will not buy it. Number 4. Making way for celebrities. It's not difficult that a planned appearance on the show could be replaced by a celebrity. Stars like Steve Carell and Katie Couric have graced the show with their presences in the past. The concept that any Hollywood actor would need to sell anything at a pawn shop is pretty funny. Number 3. They aren't afraid to rip someone off. Rick, Corey, and Chumlee may live the lives of celebrities, but they are not beyond taking advantage of a clueless seller. This also makes selling things into pawn shops extremely uncomfortable. Rick generally makes no excuses about the fact that he is a businessman, while most of the jobs he performs doesn't directly involve the shop, and the people who do work there won't be ready for inexperienced visitors. Number 2. They won't travel to check out collections. There are lots of cool collections. Video games, baseball cards, vintage cars. Some of these stuffs can be worth millions of dollars depending on the size and conditions of the collections. The Pawn Stars guys are shown traveling to check out someone's private stash of knickknacks. However, they are inclined to expand that service to people located in Las Vegas. Talking about the burden that transportations would take in these cases makes zero sense about the employees of the gold and silver pawn shop, which wouldn't be ready to ship massive collections across the country. Number 1. Sellers usually don't get paid for appearing on the show. Well, most people who make their way into Pawn Stars are only wishing for a quick look of fame. However, people who have worked with the show in the past few years have claimed that they are never paid for their contributions to the show. Alright, that's it for today. We will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.